What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showcasing the new Battle Pass. Let's get started. So, we're starting with Robin, and now with Classic Colors Backbling, and Vanishing Boy Wonder, and some V-Bucks, and a glider. And here's spray. And here's Robin's staff. Here's grappling foes. And here's Boomerang Flourish. And here's a banner icon. And here's a contract called Boomerang Dropper. And here's Red Robin's cape. And here's Red Robin's wings. And here's Scout the Domain. And here's Red Robin himself. Here's Storm's Maw. Here's Common Room loading screen. Here's Cheer Bolt. Here's Storm's Beast. And some V-Bucks. And the Cheer Bag back bling. And the Storm Beast Snap. So here's Cheer Bolt. Storm Beast LOL. Versity Cheer Bag. V-Bucks. Storm's Ball. Make the crowd roar. Versity Colors. And Leafy Log Boredom. And here's the Supernovas. Homegrown Flail. Here's the Zigboard. V-Bucks. Ziggy. Ziggy Spray. And here's Ziggy. Here's Homegrown Flail. Here's banner icon. Here's V-Bucks. And here's Zig Art Spray. And here's Midnight Zigboard. Here's Liz Life. And here's Summer Vibes Ziggy. And here's Frequency Flyer. Here's Synthwave Spray. Synthwave Spray, yeah. Synthcape. Banner icon. Soundwave Slashers. Here's Soundwave Synth. Here's Synthwave. Here's Synth Drop. Here's V-Bucks. Here's Synth Step. Here's Frequency Flyer. Here's Dorm Life. Here's Casual Synthwave. And now here's Targeted Focus. Here's the Eliminator. Here's Hunter's Knife. Here's Hunter's Holo Target. Here's Shot Counter. Kill Switch. Here's Hunter's Knife. Here's Steamed Kill Switch. Here's V-Bucks. Here's a banner icon. Eliminator's Drone. Here's Target Practice. Eliminator Kill Switch. Resboard. Light Rider. Resonance. Ray of Light. Res Blocks. Now this one's just infinite. Resboard. Light Rider. Res Arc. Banner icon. Watch this. Here, V-Bucks. Res Streams. Dark Resboard. And here's Dark Rider. Here's Arcade Research. Here's Rookie Trading. Here's Cursed Tomefaller. Here's V-Bucks. There's Wings of Mist. Here's a banner icon. Here's Morgan Mist. Here's Wings of Mist. Mischievous Morgan. Shadow's Call. V-Bucks. And Morgan Mist Spray. And Darkfire Claws. And a song. And Firebird Morgan Mist. Now, we're going to bonus rewards. Here's Res Art. Here's a loading screen. I'll show you guys what it looks like close up. This is what it looks like close up. And we got Gothic Morgan. We got V-Bucks. We got Wings of the Firebird. And we got a emoticon. And we got Casual Light Rider. And we got Midnight Mycology. And here's an emoticon. Here's some V-Bucks. Here's a glider. And here's a loading screen. Superhero Squad. And here's Confused Ziggy. Here's Midnight Snack Ziggy. And here's Sound Wave Slashers. Res Shark Spray. And here's Beat Buddy. Here's Upbeat Cape. V-Bucks. Banner icon. Upbeat Synthwave. Killswitch Drone. V-Bucks. Resborn. Beast. Beast. V-Bucks. Synthwave's Adventure. And Cobalt Killswitch. Here's Wings of Mist. And here's Killswitch's Mission. And here's Supernovas in Action. And here's Haley and the Beast. Here's Darkfire Claws. And here is Robin Sticker. Here is Darkfire Morgan Mist. And this is all some stuff that unlocks when Superman comes out. And here is Superman. He's the secret skin for this season. So, yeah.